What's up, cyberspace cadets? Cyrate Prostate here. It's time for the Cream Stream. Cream Stream 73. And we're starting it an hour earlier now, and this is the way it's going to be because that's the way we want it. We're kind of like overlapping with AP and stuff, and Tim and I both are big fans of the blunt stream. So it was a selfish decision. Man. It was a selfish decision. And earlier during the countdown, while y'all were waiting, that was Metallica's Battery. It was interesting because I watched a lot of music theory videos and stuff. And there's this guy named King who's like a rapper, I think. And people like get him to listen to different songs. And he's really into metal, man. The guy, he was breaking it down and talking about the transitions and stuff. And I just thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to use that, man, because I've got the album. I've had Master of Puppets since 1986, 7, when it came out. So fucking excellent album. So, and into the studio with us tonight, of course. I'm sorry about getting babbly here. We usually speed through shit, and I'm like through all the material before we got 30 minutes left and shit. In the studio tonight is, of course, our guest for the evening. We'll go ahead and introduce Prospero 058.
Hey, everybody!
Of course, and of course my my left hand sister, Miss Timma the Hun.
Hey, 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 hey.
And last but not least, the one and only Trippypoop. And Pickle will be joining us in a wee bit.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
Y'all.
So what's happening?
Wisdomizer.
Yeah, let's say hi to some folks in the chat. I've noticed Skeptalk, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping. Johnny Hellcat. Hey, man. How are you doing, bro? Yes, sir.
I miss you.
Michael Hatfield, of course. Jay Gulf City P, and of Yorkie, of course. You bad boy. You got a job. Congrats.
Good job.
Yep. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, because it would get me in trouble. What's up with probably with Yorkie? But anyway, but this is kind of fun to just it's like last week we didn't do this because of reasons. Just it was like I had plans to do something, and then I thought the plans got pushed back, and so I just said, let's just fucking call it off because I think I'm going to have company over, and the company never came. So yeah, no, it was like whatever, it's cool, But yeah, I'm going to get a free Reiki massage, with the hot stones and shit at some point in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, Reiki or Reiki. I don't know how to say it. I'm just I'm not Japanese, and Japanese relations. Hey, I had a ball Sunday talking with you. That was a great interview. If you haven't seen it, please do. Subscribe to the channel. Hit your like button, because God damn it, it's free.
And share it.
Yeah, because YouTube turned off the like notification in your Twitter feed now. So if you hit the like button, assuming that you're sharing it, you're not sharing it anymore. It hasn't been that way for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah. Thanks, YouTube. I think it's the Google Plus. They're trying to rip that out.
Well, yeah, I think there's a whole lot of things they're having to unmarry with Twitter, because I think they're preparing for Twitter to go the way of the dinosaur.
Maybe.
Well, that and Twitter has been hunting bots and all those shares. I think they see those as bots.
Oh,
because their algorithms are not smart. They're dumb algorithms.
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much most code is like an autistic person. You have to do things exactly the way they want it, or else they're not going to fucking respond.
Well, they can't function outside of that specific line.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they can find hate speech against the right things, but they couldn't find it against the Covington kids.
That's just, yeah.
They still haven't done anything about that. Well,
all right, and here, all right, I'm gonna take a minute here because people are ragging on Joe Rogan for not ripping up Jack to death. Look, man, that's a powerful motherfucker, and if he wants to, he can fucking bury your ass. Especially if this is your primary source of income. All right, and even Gavin McInnes, who's now on Louder with Crowder. I don't know how many days this month, but he's apparently Crowder's given him a place to squat because he's been deplatformed. Anyway, McInnes.
The Rebel's bringing him back. Rebel Media is bringing him back too.
Oh, okay.
His the Scottish guy he does, Connor or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
The other that one he's going to be doing comedy and stuff through Rebel Media again.
Right.
So,
Oh, good.
they've been advertising.
Well, and McInnes, well, he was talking about this, right? And he said, man, I would have probably lobbed softballs at him too, man. Because people like that, if you piss them off, they're never going to come back on your show. And that's your bread and butter is your guests, right?
Oh, right. They get after Dave Rubin all the time for not being an asshole to his guests. And the thing is, like with Rogan, let them talk. Because when people are comfortable and you let them talk, sometimes they are going to lay out ammunition other people have to bury them with.
Yeah. And,
I mean, if they feel like they don't have any constraints, they might put down the rope that they'll hang themselves with. So I'd softball them too. I mean, it's an interview, not a debate.
Right.
I really, really, really honestly believe that Joe Rogan really honestly didn't understand how much animosity there actually was for Twitter in the world, like in the rest of the internet. I think he thought it was just actually like he assumed that the same amount of people on the right that are getting fucked over are about the same amount of people on the left that are getting fucked over, because he believed that there was actually some sort of balance to it, because he's friends with Jack, right?
Right.
There's no way Jack could have that kind of bias. Jack's a cool guy. He'd do the right thing. He's my friend. I know he'd do that.
Right.
I think, and the thing that bothers me is that Joe hasn't recognized that he's left himself in a bubble. He hasn't changed that aspect yet.
Right.
I mean, the first person he comes and asks for what's going on, he doesn't ask Styx. He doesn't ask Sargon. He asks Tim. Now, Tim is a good person because he's kind of been, on the left walking on the right tightrope, but Tim has never really been censored or anything. He hasn't actually been in the crosshairs of the real censorship.
Right.
He's willing to self-censor.
Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, I mean, he rides the fence hard to keep from crossing the lines. And I mean, you hear him all the time when he's covering news stories. If there's some kind of dirty word in it, he's like, I can't say that or I might lose my monetization. Mm-hmm. Now, I know to some extent he's saying that over and over and over again to beat home the point.
Yeah.
But, the whole Patreon debacle cost him a fair bit of money. And of course, the Tim Pool haters were all like, oh, I wish I had that kind of cash coming in, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, look, don't start the Bernie Sanders shit on the guy.
Right.
Half his income went away.
Well, probably
that is significant.
Starting in March, I am going to start trying to stream on 3 different platforms at the same time. This, Twitch, and StreamMe. StreamMe seems like that's a pretty open platform because people are getting away with a lot of shit on that, man, right now. So, maybe the YouTubes will get their wish, man, at some point. I don't know. So y'all want to talk news?
Sure.
Talk heroin?
All that shit right at the same time.
Crazy.
Oh, now, hold on. Yeah, this picture, this photograph is of a sculpture that this artist, I don't have this specific, let me pull it up. That's one of my things is like, okay, yeah,
We don't have the Pacific. We don't have the Pacific, and we're going to try to find the Pacific.
That too.
So it says an artist has moved his giant sculpture of a burnt spoon to Rhode Island drug maker's office to protest the opioid crisis. A Providence Journal reports that 48-year-old Dominic Esposito of Westwood, Massachusetts, and a partner placed nearly 11-foot-long, 800-pound, 3-meter-long, or 360 kilogram spoon at the front gates of Rhodes Pharmaceuticals in Coventry on Thursday. Esposito, whose brother has struggled with addiction, says his sculpture is about exposing the web of influence that Big Pharma has had on us. And there's something to be said for that, especially when they pull this opioid crisis shit and they fucking, they micromanage doctors. you know the doctors fear getting approached by the DEA. There's people that are in pain that are paying for this shit. And these drug makers, you know, they wanted to flood the market with OxyContin, you know, back in, 10, 15 years ago, and they did. So, and this is his fuck you to that whole culture.
But unfortunately, every time I see the sculpture, all I can think of is
tick?
well, no.
The tick? Are you being the tick?
No, I keep thinking of the new Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp and the rabbit, and he needs salt, and he throws the salt, and then he holds up the spoon, and he goes, the way he says it, that little bit. Every time I see the spoon, I just think, So,
they should have put a little. They should have put a little hole in that sculpture.
Yeah.
Nothing's getting all rusty and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants there to be a hole so it looks like they smoked or did so much hayrod that they burned a hole through the spoon.
Hayrod. You're saying that with that affected accent, man. You're saying the affected method. I like it, though. I like it.
Rhodes Pharmaceutical.
Who wants to take the next one?
Oh, no. Which one was it?
Did I say something else? Not Rhodes?
No.
Well, the building has Purdue on the outside of it, but it's Rhodes Pharmaceuticals.
Oh.
That's kind of a fucked up way to do it.
I don't know. I wonder if it's a subsidiary of Purdue. I can look. Let me Google this for you.
See, this is what Prospero is really good at. This kind of stuff.
Yeah, being a pedantic asshole.
I wouldn't call it that.
Well,
I like fastidious, that works, doesn't it? Does it?
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Sounds better.
Statistician?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
for lots of syllables together.
While Wasp plays in the background. Yeah, the dude fucks like an animal. We get it. Just saying. That's the name of the song, man. I'm sorry. Oh. Jack T. Ripper, you can thank him for turning me on to Wasp.
Totally lost right now.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, me too.
I don't.
Yep, Purdue owners set up the Rhodes Pharma.
Oh wow! Saying this in Rhode Island, so I'm sure the name Rhodes just isn't an accident, right?
Well, it's the Sackler family.
Oh right.
Which has been, they've been blamed for fueling the U.S. opioid addiction epidemic. Owns a second drug maker that churns out millions of addictive painkiller pills every year. The Financial Times can reveal, and this is from September of last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking no, and that's the terrifying thing is that there's so there wouldn't be such a call for drug constraint at the border if doctors weren't getting people hooked on pills. That street-based opioids.
Well, no, and then they get over scrutinized by the government, by the DEA and shit. And now, because of Medicaid, because of the opioid bill that they signed, if you're on Medicaid and your doctor wants to prescribe you pain medication, he has to call the insurance company and consult with somebody now. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's against the Constitution.
Well, and it's against. What are you going to do if you're a doctor? Hell, I've got 48 patients today, and most of them are going to want pain medicine. What am I going to do? I'm going to say, fuck you. Here's some Tylenol. Take some fucking ibuprofen. Bye bye.
Yeah, it's Purdue Pharma, and Rhodes that are connected. They say they responsible for 14.4 million opioid prescriptions in 2016. Jesus. Well, here's the thing. You try to find a better painkiller. That's always been the issue with this, and part of it is the FDA approved OxyContin. I mean, it is not. It was not approved. You get lackadaisical and you keep renewing prescriptions on patients. You know, that kind of check mark. Doctor's office front desk girl runs to doctor. Doctor goes, and the script gets called back in. Well beyond when the doctor should have caught, like if it's an orthopedic surgeon or whatever. The fact that you're now at 90 days on something that a 30-day script was written for, and then refer that individual to a pain management specialist.
Right.
Because even though a lot of people are like, oh, the pain management specialists suck, and blah, blah, there are a lot of things like back injuries that require constant maintenance dose of pain medication.
Absolutely.
There are people who have CP.
Yeah, nerve-based injuries. There's a lot of different types of nerve-based injuries. There's no, and there's only a short list of narcotics or even opioids of any sort that are actually even going to have an effect on nerve-based
and stuff like morphine.
Absolutely.
If you're in pain, you don't get high off of it. It just it blocks the pain effectively.
Well, see, morphine didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It didn't touch my pain.
Yep.
And
it has no effect on me.
Yeah, the nurse went and said, look, let me see if I can't get you some Percocet. And as soon as I got the Percocet, it was like, thank you, Jesus.
Isn't that, that's oxycodone, isn't it?
It's Percodan.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a synthetic, isn't it?
Percodan mixed with acetaminophen.
Right.
So it was around for, it and Darvocet were around for years before OxyContin ever reared its head, because it used to be codeine. Like Lortab, I think, was one of the scripts.
That's hydrocodone. Yeah.
Yeah, and then OxyContin showed up. And, I mean, I've been prescribed OxyContin.
Yeah,
I've taken
it's a time
taken oxycodone.
Right.
But I will not take OxyContin if I can help it. It's been given to me, and I stick the pills on the top shelf. If I'm taking, like, high-dose Advil along with it, I was on prednisone. This is what they wrote me a script for. These ER docs have to be watched on this. Not the actual docs, but ER docs. I was having back spasms. I was written a prescriptions for prednisone, 800 milligram Advil, Valium, and OxyContin.
Oh, wow.
Now, knowing what I knew about steroids and knowing what I knew about NSAIDs, I had my husband take my Valium and OxyContin prescriptions and put them on the top shelf in the cabinet. And I said, unless I ask, and only then the Valium for, to work as a muscle relaxer.
Right.
But I was like, God damn, son of a bitch. I mean, let the steroid and the non-steroid work together to reduce the inflammation, and the pain should abate. I mean, I don't mind being in a little bit of pain. I really mind having dreams that are written by Fellini.
No doubt. Oh. Well, Morpheus, morphine, that's the name. Comes from the God of
Lord.
Dreams. Exactly.
I mean, painkillers. I mean, my dreams are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you don't sleep worth a damn. You sleep in like 1.5 hour snatches, and you wake up and it's like, was there a clown on a unicycle riding around in the room?
Sorry about that. That was me. I didn't mean to.
It was all your fault, Trippy.
I didn't mean to.
We're going to talk about you now.
Yeah. Everybody going to talk about it. That's just, yeah.
I like to look at this next guy. I think drugs might be involved in this one, too.
Oh, God, this guy has the biggest, happiest smile ever.
Doesn't
he? See this. Oh, hell. I'll be right back.
This dude, whose face is
going to show up
on it just popped up on the screen. So, and he's so this couple are sleeping in their bed, and the dog starts growling. The wife gets up and she sees a shadowy figure in the kitchen. She thinks it's their daughter, right? And the husband gets up and turns on the light, and sure enough, it's this guy. The husband thought he was like, this guy's got to be fucked up or something, so he told him to wait outside. And when he went out, he got in his car and he left. And I'm wondering if he wasn't like fucked up and thought he was at his own house. Because
he looks like it.
I've been to a couple of those meetings, and I've heard stories of people doing that kind of shit, man. You know, just totally in a blackout, you know, getting arrested for you know, parking in somebody else's garage and walking right into their, you know, right in the refrigerator and shit. So yeah, that happened.
That's happened.
Well, you live in the... He looks like stupidly happily drunk or on mushrooms or something.
Tall.
I don't know.
Is he 6'9"?
No, that's 69. He's.
Oh, okay, makes more sense.
Yeah. he's well, some poor kid got killed in Northern Virginia because he walked into the wrong house. I mean, he was like 16 years old, drunk off his tits. And walked into a house, and the homeowner, you know, called out a warning. The kid was like, "Hey, whoa, whoa," you know, and he shot him. And the mother of this kid actually said, "I don't blame the man."
You walk into my house, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, you look at some of those, especially those 1950s tract house developments. All the houses look alike.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, those
occasionally
ranch,
yep.
We call them cookie cutter houses for a reason.
It's the house. Yeah. That's like the house I used to have when I was
flat laid out. Yeah.
Yep. You know, it's like bing, 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 bing. Sometimes there's a reverse.
Down the street's house and go in his place, and I didn't know right where everything was. Like there's the bathroom, you know, there's the main room. Yeah.
The worst that you could get was a reverse floor plan, and that was it. And so, you know, I mean, a lot of Northern Virginia looks like that.
Yeah.
Because it was, as the government grew, yay, government, they were just building.
Right.
And so you can understand, I mean, it was just a colossal tragedy of errors. Sorry, I didn't mean to say comedy of errors. But fortunately, the homeowner wasn't held to blame because somebody just walked the hell right into his house. And the mother, fortunately, knew that the kid was out of control and acknowledged it. But, you know, God, it's sad to think, you know, that somebody could be just all happy as hell and end up dead because they can't recognize their own house.
That is kind of, well, that's kind of a Darwin Award thing too, in a way. You know,
well, you get that fucked up, you know, you're kind of rolling the dice, aren't you?
No shit. That's kind of the point, you know. You know your limit and handle your shit. That's what I say.
And stay at home in your mom's basement if you're going to get fucked up, all right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, and that's the thing. Does anybody else remember, maybe it was just a crazy fluke of the being kids of the boomers, but the idea was that good parents provide a safe environment for kids to do really stupid shit so they can learn how stupid that shit is without somebody dying.
Well, not in Virginia because the ABC will arrest the parents.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, but there was a time where that was like kind of our goal. We talked like I remember in school it was something a lot of our teachers talked about as something, you know, that their parents had instilled in them. If kids were going to do dumb shit, at least give them a semi-safe place to do it so nobody fucking dies when they're trying to be dumb.
Right.
Yeah.
Give them a chance to learn, yeah.
You know your kids are going to drink. So if they're down in the basement with their friends and you notice 10 beers went missing, don't spaz out. At least they were in the basement. They weren't riding around with somebody with a brand new driver's license.
Right.
I wish we didn't have the alcohol laws or the drug laws that we have in this country.
Right. I think everybody in this room probably agrees with that.
But maybe except for this guy. He may agree that he should never do drugs again.
Well, you know, and it's like, and I think that, you know, that there's a place for that too. You know, you have to, I think everybody has to learn on their own. From what I've learned, you know, the best teacher is fucking, you know, your own fucking mistakes.
Yeah, if your kid's running around the stove when the pilot's lit and you're like, that's hot, don't touch it, and they touch it, well, they just found out what hot is.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, y'all want to talk about this lady? This is great, and I would like to read this if that's okay with y'all.
Oh, God, yeah.
This is this lady's obituary, yeah. All
Yeah.
right, and it's listed, this lady's name was Sybil Marie Hicks. Her maiden name is Lyons. It hurts me to admit, but I, Mrs. Ron Hicks from Baysville, have passed away. I passed peacefully with my eldest daughter, Brenda, by my side February 2nd, 2019 at 8:20 a.m. I leave behind my loving husband, Ron Hicks, who I often affectionately refer to as Horse's Ass. I also left behind my children, whom I tolerated over the years, Bob with Carol, and my oldest son, and also my favorite, Brian and Jeanette, who was the Oreo cookie favorite. I don't know what the fuck that means. Brenda, aka Hazel, who would run to clean the bathrooms when she heard the company was coming. Barbara with Gordon, the ever Miss Perfect, and finally Baby Bruce, who wouldn't eat homemade turkey soup because he didn't want to be alert looking for bones while he ate. I will miss seeing my sweetheart grandchildren, Caitlin, Megan, etc. I graduated from Waterdown High School with honors, wearing my shiny bright saddle shoes. I later graduated from Hamilton General Hospital Nursing School, the class of 1957B, best class ever. 1972, Ron and I loaded the car with the 5 Bs and headed north to run a school company for over 20 years in Baysville, Ontario.
School bus.
A school bus. I get okay. That makes sense. Oh shit! I need my glasses on. Okay. Yes, it is bus. God damn. Sorry, guys.
I do it too, man.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
I was an active horticulturalist, a member of the Eastern Star, and a member of the Lions Club in Baysville. I finally give the smoking hot body. I finally have the smoking hot body I've always wanted, having been cremated.
Damn.
God love her. God love
That's
her.
awesome. Please come say goodbye and celebrate my wonderful life with my husband and his special friend Dorothy, who's now lovingly taking care of my horse's ass. Oh, for those of you who are wondering who assisted me in writing this, it wasn't my husband, it wasn't my oldest, nor was it my youngest. Thank you for that kind of narrows it down. Thank you for sharing my life with me. I'm off to swim to the buoy and back. Love, Sybil.
That's grand.
That's awesome, man. And people like that are like what give me hope about this fucking despairing, fucking crazy, sick place. Often at times. So yeah, that's cool. I got to come up with something better than that. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to die. Did you guys know that? It's okay to be okay with dying too. Did you know that?
It's okay with...
It's okay to say, hey, you know what? At some point, I'm not going to be breathing anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be alive anymore. And not be afraid of that. Just go, okay, that's something I'm going to have to deal with at some point.
Yep.
It's okay to be at that position with life. And the really interesting thing is, if you go and read the rest of the article, the special friend that takes care of her horse's ass is apparently her caretaker. And at some point, because she started having dementia, like, what is it? It said like 20 years prior, something like that. She's had problems with dementia for a long time. So this special friend was actually like a second wife kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Aww.
So it was like an entire mantle being handed over. It was a very strange. Don't see it happen very often anymore, but that used to kind of be like an almost biblical thing. So I'm not sure, but yeah, I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. Like she even handed, like she was like my blessing with the next lady even, and it was interesting. I was like, wow, succession in the family.
Well, she sounds like when she was, before she was beset with dementia, that she was a good-humored.
Yeah, and obviously whoever wrote that wanted to, highlight the fact that she was a really happy-go-lucky and loving person.
And she might have been able to contribute to it if she was the type of person that was a sundowner.
Yeah.
Where she was more lucid during the day and had more trouble at night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend whose dad was the exact opposite. He had problems during the day, but it was fine at night. And that's sad, isn't it? 'Cause I knew the guy, too.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Did you see the name, by the way, the story up above about, and it's, I mean, overall, it's not that interesting a story.
I fucking skipped both of these. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, this one, the Grenadier Guards.
Yeah, the name of the second gentleman who is pled guilty to the robbery of a convenience store, a Grenadier Guard of all people.
Bracegirdle?
If your name were Eleanor Bracegirdle, you just might turn to a life of crime.
I like the way that you said that.
I mean, Eleanor Bracegirdle, I mean, hello, Elna. You can just, oh, God, what?
Yeah,
that poor son of a bitch.
Fucking British. Yeah.
Maybe he can change his name in prison.
Yeah, he's kind of got bottom status immediately going in, don't you think?
Yeah, that's definitely a deficit. Poor guy.
Zero Cool. Welcome.
Oh, Dave. What's up?
Zero Cool.
How's it?
That's right. Welcome to the Wrench No State.
Yeah.
We will leave no wrench behind.
I've got one of those myself.
Yes, exactly.
That way we're all equally assholes here.
That's right.
Yeah, but the Grenadier Guards are like a really high.
They're the ones that aren't allowed to smile and shit, right?
Right. They're the ones that guard the palace, and I guess you have to like be a real special kind of person, special kind of grenadier to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a pretty illustrious posting.
Yeah, the Grenadier Guards have an illustrious history, so it's a bit it's a bit odd to hear that two of them would knock off a convenience store in Brixton.
That's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's peculiar. But then again, so's the name Elder Bracegirdle.
Elner.
Yeah.
Mr. Bracegirdle, you're busted.
Honest to God.
That's a great name.
Family created the Skirtle Empire.
My guess is they're going to have to make restitution. They'll both be drummed out of service and end up on the dole.
Yeah. Repeatedly in and out of incarceration.
All right, so you want to talk about this guy? Who this picture is literally labeled horse fucker.
Okay.
Is he related to Giraffe Guy, the Antifa guy? Because look at that neck.
I just want to read it aloud. Can I read this aloud? Can I just read the intro?
No, this isn't the same guy that we covered a couple of weeks ago, right?
No, that guy was in Portland. That guy was in Portland.
And he had a long fucking neck too, didn't he?
He kind of looked like this guy, actually.
Yes.
Maybe they're
That's
family.
I had to read the city 2 or 3 times to make sure I wasn't looking at the
It's
same guy.
Mobile, baby.
Oh.
Can I just read it? Because I really want to read it.
Absolutely. Please do.
Okay. Attempted burglar with history of horse molestation arrested with taser, large sex toy. Better. A teenager who was arrested for molesting a horse last year has been arrested attempting to break into homes while carrying a stun gun, scissors, and a large sex toy.
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
He's committed.
So he had what it is this is an escalation, and he was fixing to offend against a human.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Because they go through that. They do the phase of peeping or smelling, sniffing panties or whatever, and then of course if that's not enough, It's just like drugs, man. Their tolerance goes up, and they have to do something more daring or more, and then, of course, they get the fantasies. And it's like, if you think about shit that disturbs you, you need to talk to somebody about it, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're going to fuck a horse and then, get busted, with a rape kit. It's fucked up.
Yeah. And I mean, he was just arrested last year for the sexual molestation of a horse.
You see how the progression has just been so quick with this guy.
And I love it, though. The homeowners positively identified him while riding his bicycle in the air. All I can hear is Queens. I like to ride my bicycle.
Yeah.
That's what I did when I was reading the article.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only creep here. That's like wrong. Oh my lord.
Bicycle.
Get on your bikes and ride.
Little pervs. He was wearing a pair of styling scissors. And a pack of razor blades.
Are those picking shears? Or are those like hair cutting scissors?
Hair cutting scissors.
Oh, with the little thing on the end. See, this is a paraphilia city, man.
Yeah.
This is specific. This specific shit. This dude was it's like usually paraphilias are tied in. This is just something I know a little bit about because I've had to work with people with bizarre shit going on, in addition to being drug addicts and shit. And usually it's something that occurs when they're early in childhood and it becomes sexually stimulated, and they associate it with an object like scissors or shoes. That's the most common one. Is, feet fetish, shoe fetish, that kind of thing. Yeah, and it's almost always male. So I'm just glad. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to talk about stuff I talked about. I talked with Mad Dodge earlier this week. I think I was in the stream. I can't remember what it was, but Anyway.
Yeah, no, the feet thing. I can't do no.
Yeah, no shrimp.
Yeah, stop making foot fetishes look bad. Quit it.
Disavow.
Stop it. Stop making them look bad. It's fine. How do you know you don't want to lick a foot until you tread it?
Pickle! What's up, dude?
Pickle.
How's it going? Yeah.
Good, man. How are you doing?
Okay, I guess.
Well, good. Welcome aboard. We're just talking about fucked up people doing fucked up shit. And
I'm still editing pickles. Now you're whistling.
And if you want to, we can skip the next one and come back to it if we need to. It's just it's one of those. I kind of left it in. This next one is the one I want to talk about. This boiling water shit. Tell me, you want to just read to us because you do it so well. I'm really shitty at reading right now. I've got. Anyway.
Totally fine. I do it all day long. It has been almost a profession for me for over a decade. I don't mind. I really don't.
You can do that for blind people and get paid.
Yeah, that's what... You know that my husband did that for 7 years, right?
Really?
He worked for recording for the blind and dyslexic. He was
Fantastic.
part of the editing and recording team in California.
Nifty. Man, I learn more about Carl every day.
He's pretty super guy.
He's the coolest dude that isn't streaming.
Yeah, he's trying to get into it. We're trying to get him into it. We got to poke a little bit more, I guess. Well, he's pretty awesome. Yeah, I pretty much think he's. But
we'll just get him an auto-tune and
I'm really glad you didn't use pokey poke while we were talking about the last story.
All right, so check this out. This is really kind of cool looking. So Timma?
Yeah, but that's okay. So Chicago area Chicago area hospital treated people who tried boiling water challenge. The challenge was to fling boiling water in the air and watch it turn into frozen vapor.
Like that. That's what the picture is, right? At the moment.
Yeah, but that's not water. That's not water freezing. That's not regular water. That's not boiling water. That's a boiling chemical compound of something else, but it's not water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that, or else I wouldn't have put the picture. But anyway.
Well, no, the picture they have there, everybody's claiming it's water, but they have something else mixed in with it. You're not going to have just water do that.
Right.
You would have to be in air so cold you couldn't breathe, and you would have to have you'd be on a pole.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, holy shit, your lungs would. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know if you can get air cold enough on our planet
to do that.
To do it, because boiling water is at like 200 degrees. 200 and something degrees.
212.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, to make it turn into vapor instantly, like, you're talking about shit that goes on in clouds in the upper atmosphere.
So what it is that some of these chemistry people did this, with the intention of, like, maliciously
wowing people.
Yeah, exactly, because they're doing it, imitating it. It's not the fucking Bird Box people. Don't throw fucking boiling water into sub-freezing air, because it won't freeze.
That's not water. Water doesn't.
Well, okay. See, nobody convinced people to do the Bird Box challenge. Stupid people just did that on their own. This was somebody who realized, hey, people are stupid. Let's trick them.
Yeah.
This was a really malicious one, though, because like burns are bad.
This is not a proper representation of what people in Illinois do, by the way.
True.
Are you representing the state of Illinois at this point, sir? Officially?
Represent the central part of Illinois.
Everybody from Chicago that I know say that it is a fucking hellhole.
Wait, you see, Illinois is actually like 4 different states.
Yeah.
There's Chicago, which is Chicago and the 50-mile radius around it.
Right.
Then there's
Oswego,
Northern Illinois.
part of that, and Skokie.
Yeah. Then there's Northern Illinois, Central Illinois, and Southern Illinois. They are all 4 completely different cultures.
So, all right, what part has the Salukis?
Has the what?
There's a team that has their mascot's called the Salukis. It's a certain type of dog. I think it's Northern Illinois. Is not ringing bells here.
Nope.
I love it. We can talk. Did anybody watch? Oh God, this next one. I don't have a picture for it, but this is just gross as fuck.
It's University of Southern Illinois, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale.
Yep.
Saluki Stadium.
The Salukis, yeah. I knew that.
I am the Google person.
You are. You're fast too. That was fast. The fastest Goog in the West.
Yeah, well, that's hey.
Right.
Might as well have a pedant around to do your fact checking.
So Los Angeles is considering ripping out all the carpets out of City Hall because of a typhus outbreak.
Well, they might want to get the homeless out of the trash bins first. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's how it's spreading.
Damn, man.
This is one of the grossest stories I've ever seen. Ever.
It's gross as fuck. That's why I kept it there.
This is the city of Los Angeles, people. We are talking about, like, Mexicali.
The city
or,
of the angels.
Brown, Texas.
It's a dirty place.
But it's Los Angeles, guys. Hollywood is there. This is literally one of the richest areas in the world.
Don't they call it the Alabaster City or some shit like that? The Gleaming Alabaster? I can't remember. It's been a
I don't know.
I only know its full name. La Ciudad de Nuestra Señora de Los Angeles.
So what does that
may be
mean?
where they get it.
The city of Our Lady of the Angels.
Ah.
That's how it got its name when it was part of the Camino Real. The Camino Reals. The Juniperosera, the monk that settled. Whatever he was a priest that settled all the missions along what they called the Camino Real, the Royal Road.
Right.
Yeah, we have to air quote settled now because people will get mad. Air quote, no, actually, we'll call it settled because it was the first permanent structures built there, so fuck off.
It was the Spanish, too, so we don't have to, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, you know, and it's like, and a lot of people don't want to admit this, and I'm going to say this shit because I used to self-censor this stuff because I don't know why. I was a kind of a pussy, but now I'm letting my true self speak because that's who I am. And with that qualification, I swear to God, illegal immigration has led to so many fucking diseases coming back. I think smallpox is now back on the rise.
Yeah, but they're blaming people like me for that, Irate.
Well,
people that sit in the corner, because I can't vaccinate. I don't vaccinate because I won't vaccinate because I have a kid with an actual like brain damage injury from a vaccine. So I'm like, oh, my kids, you guys, when my kids are old enough to make that choice for themselves, they can go ahead and do that. I'm not doing no more brain damage, thank you. So, but it's supposedly my fault. Smallpox is coming back. Really? Because I fucking homeschool and I stay out of everybody's business. I don't take my unvaccinated family out and expect us to live off of herd immunity with public school use or some shit like that. No. So, yeah, but we're the ones getting blamed for it. People like me are the ones getting blamed for it. I don't know. But it's really illegal immigration. We can't talk about the actual, most of shit comes from fucking Asia and Central America. We can't fucking talk about that.
Well, you're not running around telling other people not to vaccinate their kids either.
No, I'm encouraging other people to do it.
Right. It's a case of there is a small subset of the population that have issues with vaccines, which is why we have herd immunity. Because there are always going to be people that cannot take vaccines. They are a very small number. Unfortunately, you're among them, Tama.
Yeah, I recognize that.
It's not something that you're like, yay, we can't get vaccinated. It's more like, shit, we can't get vaccinated. What do you do? To ameliorate the situation. That's why herd immunity has been encouraged. And now we have... with the measles outbreak in Oklahoma a few years ago was directly tied to illegal aliens.
Yes, because it's all coming from Southeast Asia and Central America.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah, the meningitis outbreak they had in Texas that they made it mandatory that everybody get the meningitis vaccine. That was Southeast Asian Muslims coming in refusing to get vaccinated going to Texas A&M. Well, no joke. That's exactly the demographic. It was the Asian Muslims coming in to go to school. They were the ones that brought it in. Largest growth demographic for the school that year, and they were the ones that brought in the meningitis epidemic.
And refusing to vaccinate.
They still refused to vaccinate, so they had to make it a rule. If you want to go to A&M, you have to have this vaccine. Because I think it killed 2 kids. I can't remember, but yeah. Yeah,
because it sneaks up on people so quickly.
Well, there's the meningitis. What is it, like 36 hours after you get symptoms, you're dead or something like that? It's like ridiculous fast.
If you don't run into a doctor who's like, I think maybe we need a spinal tap, you're pretty much screwed. If they go for that, then there's a good chance you might survive it. But of all the
think about that, dying from that pressure, man.
For myself,
that's funny.
I don't blame you. I don't.
Me 2 of them, and they were both unnecessary.
Inflamed and inflamed.
Yeah, but if somebody suspected that you had meningitis, you'd submit pretty quickly.
It's because of the diabetes and what happens to me when I get sick from it. It mimics a lot of the same symptoms as spinal meningitis. So they're just being extra safe. So I'm like, I can't blame them because it's good to have that as a practice.
Right.
But Jesus Christ, did I tell you about that irate? The first one they tried on me bent.
Oh shit!
Oh.
They hit bone.
Yeah.
Holy man.
No, it didn't hit anything. It didn't even make it through my skin in my back. It bent on my skin.
Holy.
And the doctor goes, holy shoot. And he was like, your back seems to be...
You got a thick hide, Dora.
Yeah.
No. Man.
I told a buddy of mine about that, and he goes, that's weird, because you use those little needles for your diabetes, and they go right through you just fine.
Yeah, smaller is easier.
Like, yeah. But the location and, the nervousness of your body and everything all coupled together. Just one little slip and it'll bend.
The nervous
muscles tense up and
So it's kind of like
Plus I had
having
to pee.
sex for the first time.
Plus, I had to pee throughout the entire spinal tap.
Well, that doesn't help either.
No, I'm fucking with you, man. You know.
Of all the things, though, if you think about it, in California, I expected cholera or dysentery in San Francisco before I suspected that you'd see typhus in Los Angeles.
I thought they would have better sanitation since they're so obsessed with their image. I thought they would have better sanitation than this.
And it's the trash.
Well, yeah, and where are the bleeding heart liberals?
They're all in their gated communities in Malibu going,
Exactly.
It's a shame.
They're all of the 60s.
But, you know, with all the shit in San Francisco, I was thinking, all right, there's going to be cholera or dysentery there any time now because there's just too much human waste lying around. And then, boom, it's typhoid.
Typhus, I know.
Yeah.
Typhoid, really? Typhoid, we killed this off, like, handily.
It's easily vaccinated against, too, which, I mean, not for you, Tema, but for other people, if I were living in Southern California right now, I'd be going to the doctor going, I want my typhoid.
Yeah, I want typhoid.
I want it upped. Well, was it the DPT was diphtheria, pertussis, and typhoid?
Mm-hmm. No. My kids, my oldest has had that one.
Yeah.
Well, we've had whooping cough come back, and we've also found out that you need to re-up that again. You know, most of us got vaccinated one more time before we went off to college or right after we were, graduated from high school. But I had a DPT just a few years ago because whooping cough made a comeback. And they were finding that stuff was breaking through. The vaccine wasn't holding. Which that's fine because there are very few side effects reported on the DPT. And like with tetanus, there aren't a load. Back in the day when it was horse serum, there were more of them. Because my father was temporarily paralyzed as a child when he was given a tetanus shot.
Oh, wow. I agree with Gulf City P. If I was living in Cali, I would fucking move.
Yeah, I would too.
Absolutely.
If typhoid was something, if typhus was something they couldn't avoid at City Hall, I would have zero faith in that city. And I would have even less faith in my fellow neighbor because they have been comfortably voting for these people for many, many years. And they're just now noticing that they have a problem when there's an epidemic of people getting incredibly sick with a disease that's been dead for over a century.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I would be leaving. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like bubonic plague, which we've never been able to squash. Every year there are a few cases. It appears to be mostly in the Rocky Mountain states because it
lives in blood that's been buried in the ground.
Well, also rodents.
Oh, yeah.
Still carry it.
Dude.
So people need to be aware, like if they're hiking out in the wild, and squirrels and chippy chips and all that kind of stuff running around, that they could be, if they were bitten by a flea, exposed to it. So if the minute you feel sick, go to the doctor if you live in the Rocky Mountain states.
Okay, and let's move on. I wanted to talk about this. Is anybody a big Seinfeld fan? No Seinfeld
No,
watchers?
but this is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah, but see, there was a whole thing on Seinfeld about this, about getting the license plate ass man, right?
This guy is a boss. I didn't even need to know that. This guy is a big ass boss.
Yeah, his name's Dave Assman, right? And he lives in Saskatchewan. And the popo won't let him get Assman as this vanity plate, right?
Oh, you know, he's gotta know that's a joke.
No, that's his real name.
Yeah,
well, yeah, but he's got to know that.
Well, see, I think it was Kramer. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was Kramer that wanted to get Assman because, it was cool, but there was a proctologist that had already taken it, right? And it was Larry David wrote the fucking thing, so it was, it was all this fucking funny shit about nothing, right? Close talker, blah, blah, blah. There's a commercial that talks about that. That's all Seinfeld shit. But
I've seen the show.
This cracked me up. Yeah, Uzi and I were addicted to the damn thing for years. It was funny. Funny shit.
What he did, though, with his truck is glorious.
What did he do? Talk to us.
He put a decal across the tailgate of his truck that looks like a Saskatchewan license plate with giant letters that say "Ass Man."
That's right.
That's how he got him back. It's because it was like the guy named Graber, Grabher. It was in Eastern Canada somewhere. They wouldn't let him get a vanity tag.
It says grab her.
Yeah.
Yep. And, you know, he was left scratching his head. I'm sure this dude had heard about that and said, fine. But the decal, I mean, his entire tailgate looks like a freaking license plate.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
I wish I had a picture of that. Go ahead.
But that they should team up, and together they could be Grab Ass Man.
Yes. Perfect.
Nice one, Pickle. Pickle delivers, man. Touchdown. That's right.
That's a Marvel team up right
He
there.
scores.
Go for two. Go for two. He scored again. All right.
Hurry up, Pickle. Go for two.
Let's talk about a automobile recall. This is very important.
Very, very important, guys. Very, very dangerous. Huge recall.
Unintended accelerations for this vehicle right here.
It's an electric vehicle. It's, you know, the green industry is just panicking. Tesla's going to go out of business, guys.
Terminators.
So apparently this Barbie fucking thing, it's not British because they're driving on the American side. I see. I don't know. That could be like a backwards picture. Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, so it's like a camper thing or some shit. And
the Barbie Dream Camper, boys and girls, you are going to die if you drive in the Barbie Dream Camper. It has uncontrolled acceleration. It's the end of the void. It's the end of the void. You're going to go from 0.1 miles per hour to 0.3 miles per hour, people.
Mommy, I won't stop.
Those things run on the car battery, like the little cars that were out when I was a kid.
Mine had pedals, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm totally SOL on this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I had a tricycle.
Yeah, I had one, but I'm not sure. Could have been a cousin of mine's or something.
No, I drove mine down a flight of stairs and got 3 stitches in the head.
Good job, Barbie.
Yeah, man.
Probably was a great idea.
Yeah, because my dad kept telling me not to do it.
So you had to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dumbass. I know exactly what you did because I did the same dumb shit.
Yep, that's me.
It knocked the wind out of myself. I don't know how many times I was told, you can't climb that. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. You know how thin that branch is. You skinny, but you ain't that skinny. Yeah.
Carl says, I think these little girls are just running over their friends because the girls are bitches like that. No shit. Oh,
He is not lying.
man. That's great. As Kids plays in the background.
My daughters would do that. My daughters would. Oh, what do you mean? I didn't mean to hit the gas pedal. I'm sorry. I swear I was hitting the brake. I wasn't actually hitting the gas pedal. I'm sorry. Here, Mom, I didn't mean to run her over. No.
Right.
This is a battery-operated thing, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the end of the world. The electric car industry is dying. Massive
It's a little car
acceleration,
battery.
3 miles per hour.
I don't know if you'd put a car battery. Maybe I don't know.
It's got usually
understandable.
like
They don't say in the article.
No, Ren, you're not supposed to run over your friends. You can think about it though. It's okay to fantasize.
Yeah, not all of your friends.
Yeah.
Just certain ones.
That's
I mean,
right.
if these things are running on 9 volts and they're it really is as they described it. It's Christine meets Toyota horror show.
So it's a 9-volt. So that's probably what a boat motor, a boat battery.
no. I'm trying to
No.
Motorcycle?
They don't even.
Well, these were small. They're like motorcycle mowers or battery.
Yeah.
Motorcycle mowers. Batteries.
They're not even saying in the article though, which sucks because
They aren't going to tell you.
Well, hey, you know.
They aren't going to. It's Disney.
No fucking way.
Well, we can move on. This next story reminded me of Dr. Jordan Peterson because this dude doesn't wash his dick.
ooh,
Yeah. And,
All right.
and he's not cut either. So,
Nice lead in.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got some kind of infected smegma stuff going on. Sex clinic horrifies viewers as man admits he hasn't cleaned his penis in 24 years.
Holy shit.
I couldn't even finish reading the article.
That is a long time of not washing your dick.
Gnarly, man.
They started talking about like schmegma and prep and debreeding, and I was like, oh, I'm out.
Debreeding.
I'm like, oh.
Oh, shit.
And it was like, and I'm like, of course you have to be black with some sort of fucked up looking afro puff, don't you, dude?
I really need a.
Really?
I think I know. I need a recording of Dr. Jordan Peterson. You got to wash your dick. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something out there I can grab.
Did he have any sex while not washing his junk?
I'm sure that's why he got prompted to go in there. It's like somebody said, I ain't touching that thing with a 10-foot pole. I mean, at some point, you know, it's like, come on, man. You know, he doesn't look like he's an ugly guy. I mean, he seems like he's somewhat attractive, but goddamn, wash your fucking junk, shit. I mean, you know.
It's a 12-volt battery, by the way, and and can we get a reprise, please, of Bill Nye the Science Guy's sex junk?
I forgot it.
But you know what? Nobody would notice because nobody's going to use that anyway. His junk is like, it doesn't need to be washed. It needs to fall off, right?
He was in danger of probably of that shit happening. You know what I'm saying?
Most likely.
I mean, come on. Yeah. Damn.
Well, I think he's half the man he used to be, but
Aw. But do test.
Damn.
I'm imagining with that dirty, like, would the skin split if you got an erection and stuff with that much nasty built up and stuff?
Oh, ow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like the crusty. No.
All right, next.
Listen to Tariq. Wash your dick.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, Tariq.
Wash your ass and wash your dick.
Wash your dick, wipe your ass,
but you know, I remember.
Hair. For fuck's sake, if you can't do these things, you need to move to Pakistan. That's what my husband just said.
Yeah. No shit.
Blame it on him.
Yeah, and lay it to the fucking
Throw him
goats
under
there,
the bus.
Oh, poor goat man, go defend your people.
Oh, is Goatman even here? He hasn't blessed the stream. I'm hurt. I'm distraught. But hey, maybe he didn't know we started an hour earlier now, which is fine. I figured, you know. Yeah. We got 2 more episodes, and Captain Corrosive will be joining us for our 74th or 5th episode, which is sweet 2 weeks from tonight. And
Nice.
and I've talked to somebody about next week. I haven't heard yet, so we'll see about that.
Hopefully he says yes.
Yes. The next story, man. All right. The armed teens arrested at Metro Bank call Uber to get away in Oklahoma City. An Uber driver says he's feeling lucky after seemingly normal ride requests led him to the scene swarming with police. Tuesday afternoon, multiple officers reported to Mid-First Bank on North May Avenue. I guess that's in Oklahoma City. And also called to the scene was Uber driver Brandon Case. And what it was these kids tried to rob a bank, and then they called fucking Uber for the getaway.
Oh wow, that's a pretty different idea right there. We'll just let that Uber driver deal with what the fuck we're putting in his lap right now.
Hey Carl, if you're gonna bust a goat open, you need to tell the future with it, man. I mean, there's not a good intro reader. You know, that's an art form that we need to bring back, along with phrenology. Reading bumps in your head.
Does it help if we had a young girl helping us gut the goat and look for the soul? There was a young virgin involved in the process. She's a young, innocent child. All of her purity still intact. Does that help us with the...
I'm getting creeped out by what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. The whole concept was kind of creeping me out with the whole reading of intestines and looking for souls and everything. I was like, okay.
And then there's in Great Britain there was a automobile driver who wrecked his vehicle, saying he was swerving to avoid the octopus.
Octopus.
Right, and if you read the article, it talks about that there was no octopus. The dude was.
They legit went and looked.
Yeah, the dude was. I don't know. The Brit police went and looked for sure. You know, because they would needed to come testify and shit. But yeah, the dude was fucked up.
They said after they confirmed. They said once they confirmed there was indeed no octopus in the area, they asked the man if they could conduct a drug test.
And he said yes, the dumbass. I don't know what the law is there. They probably have mandatory shit. If they ask you, you have to do it. I don't know. They're scared.
I was just thinking, I'm looking, I'm seeing the octopus about. I'm seeing the octopus. All right then, mate. I think we need to take you over to the hospital.
What do you mean there's no octopus?
Ren says, imagine if there was an octopus, though. That would have... I can't get him off my arm.
Was this a Red Wings player?
No.
Was it a Red Wings player? That'd be funny.
I still think it would have been more believable if he had said this was bat country and he was dodging the bats, but... I don't know.
Yeah, you're looking at the hockey thing. 30 parents brawl at kids' hockey game in the Simcoe OPP. And that Simcoe's in Canada, named after a certain British officer that ended up settling the area.
My husband's actually been in Simcoe.
Oh, wow.
There was a tobacco processing plant there.
Yeah, there's a guy I met on the YouTubes that lives in Simcoe. I'm not going to give his secret away.
Batman.
Exactly.
No, that is a guy that's on YouTube sometimes. Though.
He pretends to be Batman's utility belt. Yeah, but so 30 parents just got into a fucking fist fight over a fucking hockey game.
You don't get much more Canadian.
That is retarded.
Yeah, and and they can't blame melanated individuals on this shit either. It was a bunch of just stupid white people doing some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Hockey is serious business.
Hey, Rick, you got somebody in your green room. It's Occam Razor.
Occam, holy shit.
Occam.
I just noticed that. I think Pickle's making me think about looking at Discord while we're live sometime, like on our channel. It's like I used my check to see if somebody was in the waiting room. Foo. It's a long name for a foo. Yeah.
Occam.
Foo.
Yeah. Oh. Prospero's been using that Google foo all night.
Occam, hit your space bar. You should be able to talk now.
Google the food.
All right. Well, let's move on because we need to see the Father of the Year.
My God, this is awesome.
That was arrested. Yeah, this is
creepy Sam Elliott.
Yeah, no shit, man. I thought the same thing. This guy.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't. Okay, I wasn't the only person that saw that.
Wearing a Father of the Year T-shirt. This man was arrested for molesting a child.
Oh God, burn him with fire.
Yeah.
Ohio fugitive in a Father of the Year T-shirt has been captured in Florida, of course, because that's a target-rich environment. It is, man. Especially Orlando.
I was born there, dear. I know.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. You're a Florida girl.
No, I'm not. I got the hell out of there thanks to my dad being transferred to Boston when I was 8.
Well, not everybody is a Floridiot.
Well, that's correct, and that was before.
Yeah,
that was well before Floridians had heard.
Before that was a thing.
You mean before half of New Jersey and New York City moved to Florida?
Yes, they were initially moving into the Jacksonville, coming out with the Prudential. But we left in '66, so I got out just in time.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, this fucker's in jail and well deserved. Hi, Sir Adamantine. I noticed you popping in there. Thank you, bro, for the visit. And please, y'all, hit that like button because you know it's a thing. It's free. It's free. It's free and it's simple. Just click it.
Share. Share.
Oh, and they found
subscribe too.
And they found another severed foot in Canada.
Oh, good.
This is like they keep finding them, man. They keep washing up on their shore.
A year.
Yeah.
There's like a couple
Like,
of
what was
years
that?
now. It's turning into like a regular thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't that happening in New York too at one point? It was like limbs washing up on the beach.
Yeah, and feet. A lot of feet, man.
Yeah, feet and limbs and or well, just always the feet and the shoe.
Yeah, people, you know, were positing that it was maybe like Russian mob. You know, who knows?
Some people did on fuck. What's that? There's an island over by New York where they used to experiment on shit.
Oh,
apparently, or there used to be a base there.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the island, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, people are saying that it's still
Hannibal
operational.
Lecter. Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying it's still operational under the government or some shit. That there's still experiments. The conspiracy theory people.
You put a chain around somebody's ankle and weight them down, the chain's going to rub through pretty quickly, and that's why the foot is coming up. Yep.
Bleh.
Yeah, I know. That's just not something we want to think about.
But you might think you found a nice pair of Nikes.
Yeah, they occupied. No shit.
That's how
There's probably a Chinese proverb about the one-footed man is happy to find the shoe on the beach.
Probably. Don't listen to it.
Oh man, but yeah, this is a thing though in the Sound up in on the east side of Canada. You know where the Great Lakes are. There's feet washing up, and they don't know what the source. They still hadn't figured it out, and it's been going on a while.
Well, this one's from Vancouver, right? So.
Oh, it's on the other side. Holy shit, it's on the other side.
God damn it, they're just dumping bodies all over Canada.
That's crazy. Well, you know, people were also saying like boatloads from China and shit. You know that there was some kind of body disposal and shit, that kind of thing. But that was positive as well. So who knows? Who knows?
Well, it could be people trying to escape China too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or Russia, or I don't know. It could be people just trying to escape something.
Or
And
maybe
they come to
somebody
America.
cut their own foot off to get out of leg irons.
Well, that's possible.
And you look at that schmuck that tried to make his way to China in the little skiff or whatever he was in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he got arrested in Russia. He spent 6 months in jail before he was finally deported.
Yeah.
Bumped into Russia because his wife had been deported back to China.
Yep.
No, she was incarcerated.
Oh, okay.
Her wife and his wife and daughter were arrested and incarcerated in China.
Oh, okay.
Or something like, or they were confined to China, like they had to stay.
Yeah,
Maybe they weren't deported. No,
y'all covered this like 2 weeks ago because it was like the dumb fuckery of the idiot to think that he could make it to China.
Yeah, because he was chasing his woman, wasn't he? Yeah. So
the Duke of the Dinghy.
The dude in the dinghy. And of course, if you this is pretty. You know, they used to sell elevator passes at high school, but now they're selling inward passes.
But it's golden ticket format, dude. It's like Willy Wonka golden ticket format. It's like epic N-word tickets, dude. Like, I wish I had thought of this. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're selling tickets.
It was
for people to use the N-word.
Yeah.
Yes, isn't it awesome?
Yeah, and it was a black kid that was selling them. You know, he was selling them to these people, man. They were buying them, and that was the brilliance. It was actually, and of course he got in trouble. But you know. Yeah,
apparently the black principal didn't much really appreciate the black kid having a sense of humor about being black.
See, man,
like, really?
I mean, come on, man. You leftists need to just fucking. I don't understand it, you know. But that I don't know. I think it was funny, and you know. But I understand the offense. You know, I get that. I'm not totally insensitive. But yeah, exactly. Well, it's just a word, you know. And especially at this point, it's been watered down by the fucking rap industry for, so many years. I don't know, man. I just thought this was funny as shit, though.
It is.
And my hat's off to the kid that came up with it, man. Smart guy.
That is an entrepreneur in the making.
Exactly.
Never give up, never surrender, kid. You are fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and, don't sell cocaine. Get a real job. And then figure out how they do it, and then, rip them off. That's what I would do.
Monopolize on that sense of humor you got right there.
Exactly. He said Chris Rock has built his career on the N-word. Yep, Carl is correct again. See, Carl is the smartest streamer that's not streaming. He's a chat rat, man.
Right.
He's my favorite chat rat.
He would do very well in here.
Exactly.
Yank him in.
You know what I'm doing. Occam! What the fuck? What are you doing, Bubba?
Oh, I decided to, see if I could pop in here. It's been a while.
It has, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah. So you're going to sell N-word passes in your hometown now?
You bet. I'm sure people will appreciate that,
It's good to hear your voice, man. So
pasty white boy.
Yeah, I think everybody in the chat that knows you want to know what you've been up to the past 6 months.
Well, I've been trying to figure out self now, really, like where I'm headed.
Mm-hmm.
Been kind of my life, I guess.
Well, good, man. Well, it's good to see you, and welcome aboard. Occam is he's a founder of the CREEM Stream. He's my co-founder. He's actually the founder, and it's come a long, weird way, man. We're going on. We're getting close to 75 episodes, man. Can you believe that?
9 more people better subscribe to Irate Prostate here, like tonight. He's almost 700. I remember
really?
when he had less than 50 subscribers.
Yeah,
so.
No shit. Those were the days, weren't they?
Oh yeah, that was a different time.
Yeah, you're sitting at 691 on my screen.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I've been around. I've been watching.
That's what I'm saying. 9 more.
Since there was like 100 people here, or 100 people on your subscribed to your channel.
Man, it's been a weird.
No, I don't
it's
know,
crazy.
I might have seen you on there on the Cum Stream first. I think that's where I saw Irate. It was over there.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jagan introduced me to Irate, and
Yes.
I found Jagan through Whitey and all them.
Yeah. It's the Whitey connection. He's literally sucked off everybody on the internet.
Well, it's so weird. Whitey
the hell?
connected everybody. It's so strange. He's like a legend now. He was incredibly intelligent to leave the internet when he did.
Yep. He left them wanting more.
Well, and he left himself as like a legend that like the white YouTuber will not be forgotten by an entire genre of YouTubers.
No shit. And this is not Jack from Twitter, by the way. This is don't you remember we talked about the guy that got attacked by a mountain lion and he smothered the fucking thing to death?
Yes.
Yes.
He was like,
This is that guy, and this is a continuation of that story. So you want to help us out there? Go ahead.
Back when the white YouTuber was still around, white YouTuber's dead thing was going on when he had his back surgery and he was gone for a while.
Yeah.
That whole bit. Well, I remember. I think I have it privatized, but I might go and unprivatize it. But now, I did a little bit of a collaboration with Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
A little video about the white YouTuber being dead. It was
I remember that.
Yeah. And then Gemini made like an animation and a voice thing for it. A little mini collaboration I did with them or whatever. That was fun. I miss having Whitey around, honestly. Time on YouTube.
Yeah, he was brilliant with the way he did things, though. He was very, very smart.
Yep. On his toes. And we'll still collab. But so
collab. Anybody want collab?
Yeah, the
Check
dude,
out my Patreon.
So after the dude kills the fucking mountain lion, right? He smothers it to death. He runs another 3 miles to get to where you could get help because he was out in the middle of nowhere. This dude is one of those addicted runners. So
okay, I'm gonna say one thing that apparently we need to say this out loud more often. Because stupid is very strong in our society. You don't go into the woods alone, kids. Especially if it's a woods that are full of mountains and rocks. You don't go alone. You don't go hiking. You don't go jogging. You don't go do that shit alone. You go do it with a buddy when you're out in nature. Because there's 1, shit that wants to eat you, and 2, shit you can fall off of.
Yeah. Sure enough. Word.
This used to be common sense shit that we were told as kids. It wasn't hard to figure out. It's not special wuju, like no ancient Chinese secret here. It's simple common sense, kids. Have a battle buddy.
Well, let's pop down just a wee bit to the I got a thing for freak animals and shit, and I do have the video for this. Two mutant two-headed cows born just days apart, and I think this is in India. So here's what we get. So it'll be just a slight delay. I think it's about 12 seconds for us. But there's the two-headed cow or calf. Actually, it's a baby. Not really sure if it's even alive.
No, they're both alive. They're both in good condition or in healthy condition, but they aren't expected to live to maturity according to the article.
Yeah. But as a matter of fact, when I was sculpting, I did a series of two-headed creatures and shit, freak animals and shit. That was very popular.
Wow.
Out of cement and stuff. But yeah,
I know, it's just so sad though. It's
it's kind of something else.
It's kind of beautiful in a way too.
Well, yeah, and if you're not the animal.
Yeah, no shit, no. It's fucking pure agony for the thing.
That's an Abby or Brittany without a positive outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing is, these are increasing in frequency and amount in these animals born with defects, goats and cows being born with defects in India. And these people are dumb enough to think this is a good thing. However, I can't really say it is a good thing because it shows me there's something wrong with either your water or your food.
Or they're inbreeding.
Or you're breeding your cattle wrong. Or you're doing something wrong because this is a sign that something very much bad is happening in your population, in your area.
Yeah, I'd suspect that they may be inbreeding.
I think it's toxicity as well.
Yeah, they'd have to get somebody in there, like from the WHO, to draw some genetic samples to see. Because it's just like... Because it's hard to say without a good genetic path on the animals, because you get horrible defects in deer herds that are trapped in areas.
Yeah,
it's why anti-hunter people get on my nerves, because white-tailed deer breed like fucking cockroaches.
Yeah.
Oh, they're horrible.
It could very well be just a genetic deformity that doesn't necessarily have to have an outside cause.
But it's
just
frequency.
It does happen.
Well, it could be a recessive gene is trapped in a population too. And
be like all kinds of genetic.
That's why it would be really nice if somebody, in a World Health Veterinary Organization could get in there and get some genetic samples on the calves as well as the bull and the cow. Mm-hmm. Just to see if it's inbreeding or if there is a toxicity present, whether they're either born near Bhopal or something.
Well, that's because I know we were reading about a goat. Remember the goat that looked like a a pig Irate. It was all pink and bloated and shiny.
Yeah, I've still got it. It's still in the cheat sheet. It's above the dotted lines. Yeah.
Yeah, that one, they said that was due to a bacteriological infection the mom got.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's creepy as fuck looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering, if it isn't like, a bacteriological or some other thing. Though it could be, thinking about it, in India, they don't really like control the cattle. They let them wander free because they're sacred, right?
Mm.
So it
except
could be an inbreeding problem.
There could be, contained areas.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was thinking with the way you were talking. Yeah, it very well could be an inbreeding problem.
Usually when you see those kinds of genetic mutations, that is the first place your brain goes, simply because of the buildup of recessive.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that way because of the goat thing with the bacteria, so my mind was already skewed in a different precept from a previous story we had read.
Yeah, without a good gene analysis on the parent line and the anomaly, there's no way to tell. And unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is happening in the hinterland.
I agree with Jay Gossetti P. Dude, we're like simpatico mentally. It's he said it's probably contaminated water, like everywhere else in India. Shit.
Well, that's what I was kind of
Don't shit in your drinking water, idiots. I'm just saying.
Well, they're so fucking. Remember, we were watching on the blend stream. We were watching them drop babies in animal shit for good luck.
Oh God!
For good luck.
Did you guys see that?
I mean, it'll build up an immunity real quick.
Oh, we're gonna baptize this boy in shit. Come on.
All cultures are beautiful.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Did you see it on the blend stream when he showed Paul Stanley's hair catching on fire?
Which time, man?
No,
that was
recent.
That wasn't him. That was I saw it because a friend of mine posted it on Facebook, and it was a Kiss cover band. But yeah, that dude's hair just lit the fuck up, and the pyro guy came out. Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't know. I don't think it was supposed to be a cover band.
Okay.
I heard a lot of people are saying that it's obvious now that Paul's been lip syncing.
Oh yeah. Well, he did. He was born without an ear.
Yeah, I know. The right ear, I think.
Yeah.
It's the back of his head catches on fire, and he just stands there as if nothing happened, because apparently he can't feel it yet. But he's standing there for almost a full minute and doesn't stop trying to sing into the microphone. It's almost like he would rather die before admitting that he's been lip syncing.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about the band. Well, there was the serious talk about, especially Gene Simmons. His bass is being pumped in, and his vocals are being pumped in. People were raising hell about it. He said that's not the case, but it is. I saw the Cult. I actually worked at a Cult concert, and they had a drummer and a guy with what's called a click track that were supporting the drummer that was on stage. The guy's named Matt Sorum, who was playing with them, and I saw
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I saw the whole rig up. Yeah, it was like a dude with a small trap set and then some bongos, right? And then the guy with the click track was just a tech with some headphones on, and it was a great show. The fucking guitar player Billy Duffy's a great guitar player, and I met fucking Steve Jones, the guitar player for the Sex Pistols.
Nice.
I shook his hand, I got him dinner and shit. I did what was called, I was a runner for the show. So during the show, I get to sit on a forklift on the side of the stage and just watch the whole show. It was great.
Very nice.
Yes. So I don't see. I remember shit like that. Susie and I've been married a long, long fucking time, and I'll just remember shit like that because it just hits me.
Awesome.
Yes, I've had so many life experiences. I've forgotten most of them.
So sagely and deep, man.
Well, you want to talk about Donald Trump and then get out of here?
This poor Donald Trump, he got shot because, like, the guy who named him is an asshole and wouldn't put a fence in.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump was shot by the next door neighbor, but they swear it wasn't for political purposes or reasons.
Promise it wasn't for
I didn't even
political
hear about
reasons. It's because the guy's.
It's in Minnesota.
Running around the yard.
It's in Minnesota.
Okay.
It's a certain Griffin's area, neck of the woods.
Yeah, apparently this guy loved the president so much that he named his dog after him. But the guy happens to be an asshole. It doesn't have a fence around his property, and his dogs have, like, bit people and killed other pets and destroyed yards. And he has, like, 7 dogs.
Okay.
They didn't really mention
Sounds like
he
he needs to build a wall to keep his dog in.
Nice one. See, that's Occam. That's Occam. Hey, Sir Adamantine. That's right. Those ears are on fire, man. I was just talking about, this is in your neck of the woods. A guy named his dog Donald Trump, and he was a dick and didn't put up a fence, and the dog fucked around and got shot. And and he's crying foul. He's playing the lefty card on this shit.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
he was trying to kind of. Well, no, actually, he wasn't. It was social media saying, "How much you want to bet it's because he's a Trump supporter? The dog's name's Trump. They shot him because his name's Trump." And like, he came out and said, "No, I'm not mad at the neighbor for shooting him. This was on me. I was a dick and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And we had a row and my dog got shot because I was in the wrong." So
I'm going to show this chick because she got married to this zombie sex doll.
Oh my god.
Oh god, creeper.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gross on so many fucking levels, Irate.
Tell us about it, Temma.
Okay, so this broad. Okay, so these are dolls. They're sex. I guess they're supposed to be sex bots. I'm not sure. They don't really clearly state like what kind of doll. They just keep calling them dolls throughout the whole thing. They interchange sex doll in there, so it's very creepy. But these are like child-sized sex dolls. Like these things are
lolly zombies and shit.
They're zombies, and if you see her sitting next to it. What? It looks like a toy, like a child toy, and if you look at her kissing it on the pictures and everything, they're toys.
I decided not to love
they
those
look
pictures.
Like children.
Yeah, it's creepy as fuck.
It's cool.
And that reminds me of the Walking Dead comic. You know, there was a character named the Governor who like had we didn't know if it was his daughter or his niece or what, but he pulled her teeth out and. Would go over and French kiss her and shit. It was creepy. I bet that's where this shit came from. People watching too much goddamn Walking Dead.
Oh my god,
I think this bitch was crazy, like, all around, because she's had an obsession with zombies for a while.
Yeah.
And this zombie doll is particularly special because she got it from her dad, who died in 2017.
Dude.
So she married the doll her dad gave her. And now she's trying to figure out how to have kids and raise a family and stuff with the doll she married.
Yeah, no. That
is odd.
That's not going to happen.
No, take her off the sperm acceptance list, for Christ's sake.
Exactly. That bloodline needs to stay right there. Jeez.
So, like, I'm all for consenting relationships.
Could you imagine
and shit like that, but,
being the guy? Could you imagine being the guy that donated to the sperm bank to find out that went to her?
Yeah, really. I mean,
would you be pissed?
He should have just given it to Kleenex.
I mean, would you be pissed? I bet.
Ugh.
Ooh, yeah. Gross. And they're like child-sized dolls, so they look like kids. She just married a doll that looks like a kid that's a zombie, too. And they're calling it a sex doll. So, somewhere in Europe, people are happily buying child-sized sex dolls.
Yeah, and she's scissoring with the thing and shit. That's disgusting.
So
it is all fucked up.
It is. It's all kind of fucked up.
Yes.
It says,
she set up the wedding, and she had her other dolls there to watch her marry this doll.
Now, this is strange. Police seize cocaine disguised as Lunchables in Ohio.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
from Renovations.
Yeah, thanks, Rand, for suggesting. This is funny as shit. It says Ohio State Highway Patrol said two Florida men facing charges after they were found to be transporting more than 4 pounds of coke disguised as Lunchables.
Florida man.
That's a lot of booger sugar, man. You multiply, 28 grams per ounce, 16 ounces per pound, that's times 4, times $100. Well, 28.3 grams, yeah, it was 20.35 times 16 times 4, times 100.
You know, it's like Ohio and Florida traded because the father of the year guy got busted in Florida, but he was from Ohio.
Right.
And these guys are from Florida, and they got caught in Ohio.
So the driver,
That would be wonderful.
The driver had a loaded 380, and was they searched the vehicle, discovered 2 boxes of Lunchables that were actually containing more than 4 pounds of cocaine. The driver and his passenger were booked in Wood County, and that's all she wrote for those fucktards.
Wouldn't it be great though?
They're donezo.
Imagine the shipments get mixed up, and the Lunchables with the cocaine get put into like a Walmart truck, and then the regular Lunchables get put into the truck that's for the drug shipment. So then these kids are sitting at school with all their friends, getting high off their asses at the lunch tables, just snorting coke.
Yeah, but I mean, a box of Lunchables
doesn't
doesn't weigh 2 pounds, does it?
No, you would notice as soon as you picked that sucker up that there was something
There's
wrong.
some weight in this
Really, really
motherfucker.
light.
Exactly. And I think we're going to close tonight with this Arizona, the one at the bottom about the Home Depot. It was amusing, but I want to talk about this guy because he's a dumbass. Timma, take it away.
With the Arizona man?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, okay. Arizona man fatally shot while testing bulletproof vest. A man in Eastern Arizona was killed after he asked another man to fire a gunshot at the bulletproof vest he was wearing, officials say. The Graham County Sheriff's Office says the incident happened Monday evening as 25-year-old Parker Ray Lynch, there's your first problem, middle name Ray, and 2 male acquaintances were shooting together in the area of Central. The 3 were firing rounds from a .223 single-shot rifle at a ballistic vest in a tree-lined area, the Sheriff's Office said. So they were... Yeah.
It was most likely an AR. Yeah, an armor.
Just using a regular AR. I can't think of anything else like that. They just aren't allowed to say it was an AR-15.
223 is a powerful round, dude.
It could have been an M14. I mean, a Mini 14. It's the 223 is a NATO round.
Yeah.
So it's
it converts to all those NATO weapons, well,
it's still you fire it out of a varmint gun, but it's still
it's still powerful enough to to penetrate,
punch through. Yeah, and it punched through. God only knows what that plate was made out of. That could have been a cheap ass vest because they just say accompanying plate. I mean, it could have been Chinette.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He could have built it.
Yeah, he could have made it himself. You're right. Because I mean, man, that's just fucking stupid. Well, remember the couple that were doing the gunplay on YouTube, and the guy like puts a phone book in front of him or a Bible. I can't remember. I think it was a phone book.
It was a phone book that he got.
And she shot him with the Desert Eagle.
Yeah, it was a 50 cal round, and it's like,
oh my god.
Slow motion evolution in action.
No shit.
God forbid you just set it up. It was like, fuck. And that's the thing. I'm like, okay, so the guy that picked up the gun and decided to shoot the guy in the bulletproof vest has been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. Okay.
Oh. Maybe he shot a different type of round at him than what he would have told him.
Well, no. More likely than not, they've spent all this time shooting at the vest while it's not on anybody. Then the guy with the middle name of Ray, which is never a good place for the name Ray to be. It could be in the beginning of the name. It could be at the end of the name. You put Ray in the middle, and that individual is fucked. Sorry, statistically speaking.
That's right.
It's like having them like Wayne.
Look at what happened to Stevie Ray Vaughan, for Christ's sake. Got in a helicopter, boom.
Right? He went boom. Brilliant, dysfunctional alcoholic addict with a train wreck for life that made some of the best fucking music ever made.
But it took a helicopter to kill him.
Well, it was foggy. There was a lot of fog, and it was the.
No, it was that middle name, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
You think it was the Ray? You think it was the Ray?
It's just the Ray. It's just like having Wayne as a middle name. You're really high likelihood to be a serial killer.
Oh.
On the middle name of Wayne.
That's interesting.
Actually, he was hit in the abdomen. It could have hit below the plate. It depends if it was just a chest plate. They don't say where in the abdomen.
Right.
Yeah, just as he was
him right
shot
through
in
the
abdomen.
Hit gut.
Should have shot him in the colon. And he died during surgery, which is,
sad.
I mean, they're out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt. He was septic before he even got into surgery.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because your stomach acid starts leaking into your abdomen.
Yeah, I mean, the Beltway shooter here, in Virginia, the guy that was shooting all those people right after 9/11 had everybody flipped out. Yeah. He nailed somebody up in Ashland, which is about 15 miles away, right after the guy had dinner. Shot him in the gut. The ambulance crew got him, grabbed him, said, fuck waiting for the helicopter, and just ripped down 95 straight to MCV, and they saved that man's life.
Oh, wow.
They irrigated the ever-loving, and it was so amazing, the press conference after, because the surgeon's out there, and they're like, well, what was the greatest problem? He said, well, let's see. The man was shot in the abdomen right after he had dinner. And there's this pause. And you could hear the reporters going, but what does that mean? I'm screaming at the TV. There are bits of, it was at Ponderosa Steakhouse, right? I was like, there are bits of baked potato, steak, and salad all in his cavity. What he thinks the biggest danger to him. Because you saw the surgeon just stand there and go, contamination.
I do need to make an announcement. I've got a $2 donation from Mad Dodge. Thanks, man. It says, show my channel. Oh, and go Dodgers. Whatever that means. That's a Yankee. That's Yankee talk, Bubba. We don't talk that shit in my house.
Yeah, the Dodgers did real well against the Red Sox last year.
Oh, we're talking smack. Well, look, everybody, I think we're over time, and it's I don't want to miss AP's blunt stream. I suggest everybody migrate to AP's house and rock with the blunt stream.
Do we have an angel in the chat that can drop the link, or bird is the word? Hold on.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Bird is the word.
Bird is the word.
Yeah, my band used to do that song, man. That was a fun song. Oh, yeah. That's a fun song to sing, man. Ramones did it,
I knew it well before they showed that shit on Family Guy.
Yeah.
I knew it way before then.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, if you want let's go ahead and say goodbye. And I'm going to shell out with I've got a new ad that's going to run at the end of my streams. So I'm excited to try this out. Actually, Weebo Jones asked me for a small ad, and I said, fuck, might as well use it too. So, and she's very sweet. Yeah, she's very nice to kind of shell me out. So I appreciate that. She's awesome.
That's awesome.
She's an awesome person.
She is awesome.
Yep. And on that note, people, we're going to say that's all for this week. And Sunday, I will be talking to Veteran Mountain Man. Pack a lunch for this one because I think we're going to get a little bit deep. This dude is well versed in the Constitution. He's very, his channel is fantastic. He's way understubbed. I'm excited. All right. And on that note, I'm saying bye. Y'all.
Give them that, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Remember, we're an hour earlier now. From now on, we ain't changing. All right. Later, everybody.
Every week on Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, the Cream Stream. the weekly world news for YouTube. Sundays, 5 p.m.
Have you changed your promotional stuff to say 10 instead of 11?
People. Thursdays,
Okay, cool.
8 p.m. Eastern.
That would be something I would
with the Butter Baron. Watching horrible shit so you don't have to. Subscribe to Irate Prostate now.
Oh, okay. He's really fast with that stuff.
Great job.
I hope he's doing alright. Is he back home? Do any of us know if he's
No,
okay?
not yet, no.
Yeah, you better change the time on your ad there. PM Eastern. Okay.
It's not my time, sorry. Am I the only one of us?
Thanks for having me. I hope I didn't talk too much and make you run.
No, it's all good.
Oh, yeah, good. I talk too much.
No. Yeah, I don't.
So that I don't act like a common stupid woman and over.
No. Hey.